Hi everyone, it's only me. Guess what I'm going to do for you today? Have I left my light on? No. Guess what I'm going to do for you today? I'm going to do my 90s get ready with me makeover. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Oh yes I am. Oh yes I am. Now, the good old 90s. Now, for me it's always been the 80s, yeah? But I did like the 90s as well. So we're going to step back in time. Now, I have got everything laid out, but just in case. So anyway, I'm going to start off with some Revolution Pro. I've had this for ages. It's nearly all gone. It's Miracle Cream. Obviously, Revolution wasn't out in the 90s. Well, I don't think it were it? I mean, it might have been. I don't think it was. But anyway, look, it's nearly all gone. But anyway, we're going to put some on. My face is clean. I haven't, like, microbladed it. Not microbladed it. Microbladed your face. You know what I mean, dermaplaned it. I ain't done any of that malarkey. Right, anyway. So let's put a load of this cream on. I'll tell you, this weather, this England, I've got an orphan under there, I can feel it. This weather, in England, don't know what to do with itself. It's like Katy Perry's song. You're hot, then you're cold, you're yes, then you're no. It's like that, you know what I mean? Right, so now I've done that, do you know what? I knew I'd forget something. 1 minute. I forgot my poofers, you know, like the poofers. Anyway, so I'm starting off with this NARS concealer. I don't know the colour and I ain't got any glasses on deck, so seriously, I can't read it. Don't know, but anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my eyes. Start with my eyeballs. Now, the reason that I'm doing this, because in the 90s we didn't have brows, we had slits, pretty much. And I've got far too much hair, so I've got to try and erase. I mean, I don't know how this is going to look in 2025, you know what I mean? But back in the day, I looked fit, alright? And I don't know any of it from you lot, because I did. Right, let's just buff this in a little bit. Like so. Do you know, like, as I say, the 80s were the best for me, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I ain't even really covered it, has it? I'll doctor that up as we go along. The 80s were the best for me, but the 90s, we had some good times in the 90s. Like before I had Callie, we used to go to Eros in Enfield. It's called Eros. I don't know if any of you on here. I know there's a couple of you that has been to a couple of clubs and I used to go to, like Charlie Chan's and Epping Country Club, yeah. And then what else was there? Polo Club, Tottenham, Ritzy, Corby Club, Rudolph's, which was right next to the Spurs ground. And like I say, I know a lot of, not a lot of you, there's a couple of you that done that. But if any of you went to Eros in the 90s on a Monday night, it was so good because it was 70s night. I think Thursdays was over 27s, which I liked, and Monday was a 70s night. But, oh, I'll tell you, some things that went on in there. I'll tell you that for nothing. Well, I will tell you in a minute. Right, then I've got two different pan sticks. I've got an olive and a cool beige because I don't really wear these anymore, but that's all I wore in the 90s. And you're going to think they look a bit dark, but the way I did my makeup, it was like, well, you'll see anyway. You'll see. Oh, and I've done it all wrong. I forgot to put my eyeshadow on. I'll do that in a minute. I've told you, don't bleed and listen to me. It's when I get carried away, I get a bit carried up, do you know what I mean? And then I forget what I'm meant to be doing. Your purchase is waiting for you at Stansted. Lovely. I've got a purchase from Vintado. But I remember, so a couple of things that happened in Eros. So I was with someone for a long time and we split up. And of course, after you've been with someone for a very long time and you split up, it's a little bit sad, isn't it? You're a little bit crying and all that. I'm not going to go into the reasons why we did. It mainly was my fault, but look at Dublin. But I was very, very upset. But anyway, after, I don't know, it was about a week and a half, we went to Eros, and all of a sudden, and Tam, if you watch this, put underneath, because you were with me and you'll remember. So anyway, we went to Eros, and all of a sudden, and I mean this was a big club, so for anyone who's ever been to Eros, they'll go like, well, it was a big club, and I'd never seen nothing like this happen, right? So let's get me the eyeshadow brush. We're gonna go full on smoke, right? Dark eyes, black eyes, in fact. I used to have like Panda. So I'm using a James Charles palette. This is a real one by Morph. It's not a faker. Callie got it about 15 million years ago. She only wear makeup. And obviously she ended up giving it to me. Some nice colours there though, look. Yeah, it's about the only palette I've got left. I've given most of them away because I don't really wear eyeshadow. Eyeshadow makes me look older, I believe. Anyway, so I'm going to have to look in here and talk to you. Hang on, where's the... I told you, don't ask me to do bleed. Don't ask me, it was me who volunteered it to do get readies with me. I'm absolute cream of crew. So anyway, the door didn't come open at all. The door was all open. Well, anyway, all of a sudden these fellas walked in, and when I say the whole place stopped to look, I kid you not, because one of these guys was the most beautiful thing I've ever laid my eyes on. And not only did I think so, the whole place thought so. I've never seen nothing like him. He would put celebrities to shame for how beautiful he was, and everyone was staring at him. I remember he had on this beautiful suit, like with a waistcoat. It was cream, and he was just honestly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'm standing there like mesmerised, as the old bleeding club was, and it was a packed club. Listen, the men were looking at him as well. That's when you know, right? This is a good-looking dude when the fellas are looking at him. So he was getting looked at by everyone, left, right, and centre. Anyway, I'll cut a long story short. Yeah, I was standing with my sister, and we was with my friend Carol. Because we had a friend called Carol and we used to go out with her all the time. She was a lot older than us, but it didn't faze us. We were still, we all got on really well and everything. That's really gone a bit funny, but anyway, don't matter. Anyway, so we was all standing there, like me, Tammy and Carol. Was we with Chris as well that night? No, it wasn't. I think it was just me, Tammy and Carol. Anyhow, all of a sudden, well, his name turns out to be Giovanni because it was me he wanted. So anyway, he's going to me like that, pointing, come here. It was like dirty dancing, do you know what I mean? How'd you call your lover boy? That one, right? So I'm like, is he talking to me? He's talking to me! Anyway, he calls me over, but he couldn't speak any English at all. It turns out his name was Giovanni. I'm going to put a bit more of this on my eyebrows. And he was from Venice. Now, the only thing he kept saying to me was bellissimo, which I found out was, I think it meant beautiful. But other than that, he couldn't say anything. But to be honest, we didn't need a talk. We were just tonsil tennis. Is that what it was called? Yeah, tonsil tennising all night long. Oh my God, honestly, we were just really into it. I was snogging his face off. Poor Giovanni. Anyway, but what happened was, so he told me he lived in Venice, and I'd give him my number, and I did take his number, even though he couldn't speak any English. But anyway, my brother's then girlfriend at the time was living at my mum and dad's, and I was out with my sister really basically every night, and she said to me that I'd had a few phone calls from this Giovanni. But every bleeding time he phoned to talk to me, I don't know what he thought we were going to say to me, because he couldn't speak in English, just gone pitch black, you see that. that I wasn't there. So anyway, I ended up trying to phone him, and I remember a lady, like an elderly, well, I say elderly, but she was an old lady. She picked up the phone, and I said, "Hello, can I please speak to Giovanni?" And she started saying something in Italian, and then I heard her say English. It sounded like English or English. So I think she was saying something about a person on the phone who was English, and she put the phone down. So I never phoned back, and I actually can't remember if he phoned back after that, but he did phone me a few times. But he was the most beautiful thing I think I've ever, and I've had some good looking blokes, don't get me wrong, in my time, but I mean, one of my boyfriends looked like Elvis. Then there was another one I went out with. Oh my God, did he love himself, right? Jeff, if you're watching, I used to get in his car, right? He had a full Capri, right? This was when I was 16. He had a full Capri, and he was the only person I knew at that time that had a phone, like the big phones in the car, but they were attached to the car, they weren't mobile. And his bleeding girlfriend used to call, didn't he? Well, I didn't. I was 16. So I didn't really know at the time. I found out later on that this girl who kept calling him was his girlfriend. So he was seeing me behind her back. But I remember my nan seeing him, and she went, "Oh, that ain't gonna last long. He looks like a superstar." I thought, "Cheers, Nan." First of that, I was nice when I was young, right? Anyway, so yeah, but he used to, like, if I get in the car, it was all about him. He'd look at himself. He was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but he'd look at himself, look at his hair, look at his eyes, kiss his muscles, because he was bodybuilder. Jeff's still the same. Do you want to know? Because I've seen Jeff. I've seen him a few times, yeah, out in the clubs back, well, I'll say, when was the last time I seen him? It could have been, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. And he's still the same. Still the same, still exactly the same as that. He looks a bit older, but still loves himself, or just the same as he did all them year ago, I tell ya. Anyway, so this is meant to be '90s Get Ready With Me. I'm telling me '90s life. Anyway, I'm going to tell you something else as well. Anyway, going back to Eros, I'm using this Lancome Kohl Hypnose Waterproof, whatever it was. I don't really use eyeliner, but I'm going to use this on my brows because we had very, very fine, thin brows. And it actually looks green going on. That's because it's green. 1 minute. So I eventually found one. But anyway, I remember, so one time we was in Eros, yeah. Now, I'm not being funny, like back in the day, yeah, I'd seen something the other day and someone had put, "Bring back slow dances." Now, back in the day, obviously everybody, yeah, had a slow dance, yeah. I mean, I think it started fizzling out around the mid-90s, I'd like to say. So our eyebrows were like this thin. Now, obviously, you can see my eyebrows underneath, but of course, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just showing you how we did it back in the day. And that is how thin my eyebrow would have been, like that. So just ignore the underneath, yeah, because I can't shave my brows off, and at the end of the day, I can't really cover them. So you've got the gist, right? You've got the gist. But anyway, so one night again, I was in Eros, right, and there was this fella in there. His name was Billy, right, and put some powder on. This is foundation pressed powder, alright, stay with it. Good old Primani. I'll put a bit up there. Yeah, so there's this guy called Billy, right? But not a bad looking fellow, he was alright. He weren't the best, he weren't the worst. But anyway, he was nice and tall and he had blonde hair. And yeah, I suppose he weren't that bad looking really. And he come over, started to chat me up, because obviously, like I say, back in the day, it was different, you know, before social media and all that. People would come and chat you up, they would approach you. You could be standing in a club and you'd have blokes talking to you all night long. Well, I did. But anyway, stop loving yourself, Lisa. Listen, I did, alright, I ain't gonna lie. So this guy, like I say, this Billy, he's come, started chatting me up, yeah. But anyway, I'll tell you something, I've told this story a few times, And if you've got a weak stomach, if I were you, I'd turn off. Alright, I would turn off right now, because it's going to make you upchuck, right? Anyway, he asked me if I'd give him a lift home. I'm using Avon True. You can't get this anymore, however, it's because it's discontinued, but you can get it on eBay. People sell it on eBay, so that's where I got it from. So I'm going to put some bronzer up here. Anyway, I think we can put a bit here, and then here, and a bit on my nose, like so. Yeah, so what happened was he's chatted me up, right? And I didn't think he was that bad. He was alright. And using some Kiku mascara. I think Julie might have sent that to me. Anyway, so like I say, he's chatting me up, and I have to pull my eyes up because of my hooded eyes. And he asked me if I'd give him a lift home. So he bought me a couple of drinks and whatnot, and we were just talking and, you know, this, that and the other, chatting, listening to music, dancing, because you'd actually dance. Back in the day, people would dance. I mean, people still do dance now, but not like back in the day. In the 80s and the 90s, I mean, the floor, that's why you get music that are called floor fillers, because that's what they were. The tune would drop and you'd be straight on the dance floor. Do you know what I mean? Baby, let me love you for the night. I don't know the words. Baby, let me love you for tonight. Kyria, I think her name was. I do know the words, but I've just gone and clean out my head. Anyway, so, you know, back in the day there was floor fillers, and you'd get on the dance floor and, you know, you'd have a dance, and then if they played a slow song, you'd end up smooching with someone and having a bit of tonsil tennis. Do you know what I mean? But this particular night, I didn't tonsil tennis him. Well, not in there anyhow. Anyway, so we've I'm looking for my brush. Sorry. Oh, there it is. So anyway, I dropped him back, and oh, my car was beautiful back then. Oh, it's beautiful. I had an XR3i convertible with a full rattlesnake body kit on it. Everyone knew me. And you know, even about 20 years later, some guy said to me, "Here, did you used to drive around Enfield and you had an XR3i?" And I was like, "That was me. That were me." Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I've dropped him out. He's leant over to give me a kiss. Now listen, if you queasy, turn off. So, wow, you might as well. I mean, long are the days since I've been in the back of the old XR3i, you know, foot pads in the rear views and all that. Long are the day, you know, with my osteoarthritic knee and all of that. Because I did, and so was it. Girls got to have fun. But anyway, I did it with Billy, thank the Lord. Anyway, so we start snogging. I don't know where it all come from. Next thing, my whole mouth is full of bubbly saliva. His bubbly saliva. When I say of all these bubbly saliva. Anyway, I don't know how I pulled away, but I sort of pulled away, and I've opened the door and I spat, and it must have been this much on the floor, and it was pure white bubbling saliva. It was all bubbly. And he went to me, "What'd you do that for?" Now really, now I said to me, "You're taking a pee. Why have you put all your bubbly saliva in my mouth like that? And where's it all come from? How's that even possible?" But I was too nice. I just went, "Oh, I had a funny taste." How can it's not possible that you can produce that much saliva, right? Just when you're kissing someone, because I've kissed a few frogs, let me tell ya, yeah? None of them have given me bubbling saliva that I've had to spit out on the floor. If someone did that to me now with how bad my OCD is, oh my God, I'm uppercutting them in their mush. Uppercutting them. Not that I, not I do, but I'm saying if I did, they'd get uppercut. But, oh my God, yeah, bubbling. It was and there was so much, it filled out my cheeks. I've never seen that much. Never seen that much spit in my life. So your spit comes out of here. There must have been something wrong with this one, and it overproduced. Is all I can say. Vile, absolutely vile. Anyway, this is from Temu. I don't know what colour it is. Like I said, I can't see. It's I don't know, 04, I think. Anyway, so then we're gonna go in with the blush. In with the blush, in with the blush. Let's go in with the blush. Like that. because it was all about the blusher and the lips, yeah, and the bronzing powder as well, and the skinny eyebrow, as you can see. Yeah, that's looking 90s to me. Obviously, just because my eyebrows are, but if they weren't, this is exactly how I used to go out, looking like this. I know. But then this is what I used to do. So once that was all done, look at this, what I used to do. Then, oh, let me put a bit more mascara on. I have to lift that. Hooded eyes. I've got a hooded eyes. I'll tell you though, the 80s and the 90s. I mean, when you were young, back in the day, I don't know if how many young people watch this, but like when you had first met someone, yeah, you'd have a snog and a smooch down the alleyways or round the back of the garages, and my boyfriend, when I was 13, 14, I only used to give him a kiss, do you know what I mean? But my sister used to follow us, and I'd go down the back of the garages where we used to live, and the next thing, her little head. Do you remember this, Tam? Her little head would poke round the corner and she'd go, I'm telling them. I used to want to punch her. I used to go to her, F off! Leave me alone. She'd follow me and him everywhere. You cow. But yeah, I mean, you know, social media and that wasn't a thing. So everyone used to have loads of mates. I mean, I remember when I was like 15, we used to there'd be about 25 of us. And there would be about, you know, I don't know, 15 boys and 10 girls, something like that. And we all hung around together, but we'd all go out of each other. So I might go out, well, I mean, I could say I went out with Adam, and then, you know, then you'd be, I don't really want to say all their names, but let's just say then you'd be with one of the other ones a few weeks later, then a few weeks later you'd be with one of the other ones, and your friend who was with that one, you'd be with her boyfriends, and she'd be yours. That's how it was. And we used to play things like spin the bottle and truth or dare and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll tell you, when I think about the things that I used to do as a kid, yeah, but we were all doing it. I don't mean sexuality stuff. You know, I mean, I might have, as I say, I would have had a lot of snogs, because you did, and we used to play like truth or dare, and it was someone to say like, oh, I dare you to kiss Stuart, oh, I dare you to snog Gordon. So it was like that, do you know what I mean? But we'd be out all day hanging on the streets thinking we was hard with our Thunderbirds and our singles, which was from the old shop. That was more the 80s. But a pack of 10 cigars were about £3 in the 90s, I remember. But anyway, so I've done my mascara. And then this is what I used to do. So I take then the Olive, which is the Max Factor Pan Stick. Again, they don't do these anymore, but you can get them on a good old eBay, yeah? And I would put it here. And here. And here. And here. And then I would just blot it all in, like so. Like this. But this I would then take up here. You see that? And then now. Up there. This is how I used to go out. I know, you can't believe it, can you? You're like, God, makeup face. I bet you're wondering how anyone even thought about chatting me up. I should have been grateful, really. Right, and then once I'd done it like that, I would go back again with makeup face is not the word. It's not the word. I'd go back again with the bronzer, but I'd go a bit over my blusher with it like that, just on the sides. And then it literally was lip liner. The sun's back out again. And never, ever on the actual line. Never. That was a no-no. Like so. And then we did not use lipstick. We used our concealer. I got enough of it on here. There you go. Just wipe my hands. And then I'll show you what I've done with my hair. Just going to wipe my hands, don't want to touch my hair with dirty hands. This is just my pure baby wipes. Pure baby wipes? Right, so what we'd have done with the hair, ow, my knee's really hurting me. It ain't really much different. One minute. Right, so what we'd have done with the hair, I'll show you. Let me brush it out. Actually, let me brush it out and I'll be back. Right, so I've brushed my hair, well, most of it anyway. So, oh, a bit tangly. Be careful. Never ever rip your hair, because you will give it a lot of breakage. So, then I would, ow! Still tangly. You shite bag. Oh, she says don't rip your hair, and then she goes and does it herself. Right, and then where's the blood? Do you know what? I've got everything everywhere. Oh, there it is. I don't know how my hair is so tangly. I really don't. I've got a lot of hair though. It's quite thick, like my brain. Right, and then what we would do, or this is what I would do, I'd either leave these bits down here at the front and then take this bit up, like so. This is just how I did my hair. Yeah, I mean, more neater than that, because that looks messy. But let's just say I did it like that. But more neat. But obviously I'm not going out of my hair like this, I'm just showing you guys. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Or there was another way that we'd do it, yeah, our hair. Like this. Take the clip out and then take this bit here, would lift the hair up at the back and do that. And it was sort of, no, it was sort of like that. Anyway, no, it's not like it at all. Lisa, what are you talking about? Well, like Wurzel, really. Do you know what I mean? So, my friend Yvonne used to always do her hair like this. And then, where would you be for that? I'm going to do my hair as it was. Oh God, what a sight to get yourself in. Oh. So, let's just take that up. Sorry if you can see me pitaloons. See, my hair's so thick, I can't even get it in this clip properly. Like so. And then, without these, it wouldn't be a 90s look. Got some oops. Some oops, I tell ya. And that is my version of a 90s look. Well, that's how I used to do my makeup and my hair in the 90s. Like I say, it would have been, I wouldn't have had eyebrows like that because we just plucked them or shaved them off within an inch of their life. But yeah, it looks better in this mirror here, I've got to be honest. I mean, I'm quite liking it in this mirror, bringing back some memories, you know what I mean? Yeah. What do you reckon, guys? Do you like it? Do you think I should bring the 90s back? Should Lisa bring the 90s back? What do you reckon? 9 is. Just don't kiss Billy. That's what I've got to do. Just don't ever kiss Billy. I ain't never kissing Billy for the rest of my life. Don't you worry about that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this 90s inspired Get Ready With Me. I did forget one thing. I did actually used to put eyeliner on the bottom. So I don't wear eyeliner anymore, but unless I used to. So I'm going to do it. Just for the sake of the video, there you go. But yeah, so this is my 90s inspired makeup look. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to know what colour pan sticks I used or anything in the Get Ready With Me you want to know about, just drop me some comments down below and I'll do my best to tell you what they was. Please subscribe to my channel, it is free. Give me a thumbs up, drop some comments below. Love you all very much and I shall see you, as usual Lisa, in my next video. Bye.